Another day, another hot take, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. What's up with this rain? Like out of nowhere.
Last night?
I have
this morning.
Yeah, this morning.
pouring.
It was pouring this morning. This is the perspective, by the way. We talk about a bunch of random ishnit. My name is McCall.
I'm Mima.
Producer Butters.
Yeah, I have no idea. I was driving in and it wasn't raining yet, but as I was driving off to the horizon to the west, I just kept seeing these flashes of light and I was like, okay, well, obviously
When I got
this
up, it was
is
a
lightning.
downpour.
Yeah.
When I was going home, when I was driving home last night,
It did rain.
Mhm.
it was lightning. Yeah, and the wind picked up. I was like,
Mhm.
"What is happening,
Dude, I am furious because we have snow in the forecast on both Thursday and Saturday. And I have a Halloween party on Saturday that's outside. Highs, 41. Lows, 16.
Sounds like that was a terrible decision.
Live, laugh,
Woohoo.
hate that for me. So
Live, laugh,
I am
Trick or
be
treat."
I
Live,
am
laugh, and be
devastated.
cold.
Honestly, though, it's
And
not
freeze.
really Halloween in Utah without it snowing at least once
Yes, it does.
before
It
Halloween.
Always.
Every
Has
single
to.
year, at least once.
So we're definitely on track for this year.
Can't wait.
Woo.
So excited.
Also, it said 1 to 3 inches.
I know. I'm like, great.
Wait, what?
So you remember a couple years ago, I saw some flashbacks. It was like 2 years ago when it snowed and there was like down power lines everywhere because it landed on all of the trees that still had leaves on them, and there were like branches all over the place. That came up a couple of days ago in my memories, and then yesterday it ended up coming up that it snowed at my house again
Huh.
last year.
I remember growing up, there was one year there was like 2 feet of snow.
I
It
know.
seems like,
Gosh, and then you
That's
had to wear
probably
your
a foot.
snowsuit. I was so devastated.
yeah.
So I've decided that potentially I could
It
be
sucked.
Barbie, but like the ski slalom Barbie in the Barbie movie, so I can wear my snowsuit and everything.
I think it matches.
I know it does.
Yeah, it does.
It matches. It's a very cute one. So I'm like, I could totally do that. It'd be easy enough. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about today. What we're here to talk about is ridiculous.
Well, yeah, because you're going to get away from the snow and go
yeah,
on vacation.
running away from the snow, going on
Running
vacation.
away.
Have you ever been on vacation and come home and been like, dang it, something's wrong with my house? For example, I have a friend who has gone on vacation and they come back and their freezer went out. And so all of their meat was spoiled. Like,
No.
yeah, like we're talking hundreds and hundreds of dollars that this happened. And that's bad. But I have a story that tops it.
Oh,
So I want to
yeah?
hear about your guys' stories first before we get into this one.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can
All
go
right.
first.
So on, it actually didn't happen to me,
Uh-huh.
but it happened to relatives.
Okay.
They had to go down to Ogden,
Uh-huh.
and they were getting surgery.
Okay.
So obviously it was going to be like a couple days.
Right.
And they went down, they came home, and their basement was flooded with sewage
No.
because the sewer line, I mean, you got to remember, this is an old house.
Yeah.
The sewer line has tree branches in it
Oh my gosh.
because
yeah.
when they went from septic to city, they used a rubber,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, rubber end to connect the pipes.
Oh.
And so the trees broke through it and went into the sewage.
Oh my gosh. What a disaster.
Literally had to basically replace everything in the basement.
Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah.
What a nightmare.
Oh.
It was so sad.
Could you imagine though?
No,
like
I couldn't.
You got surgery, right?
Right.
Which is probably going to be, probably
recovery
in the
time.
hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come home to that.
Yeah.
Then you don't realize that your homeowners doesn't cover that.
Oh my gosh.
And then you call a company that was like, sorry, you're going to have to just pay us. Oh, yeah. It just kept getting worse.
What a nightmare.
Now, this happened during the pandemic.
Good.
So
Of course it did.
not only did they have to wait, they had to wait probably over a year to finally get it done.
Oh my gosh. That is a
What?
nightmare. Just
yeah,
absolute nightmare.
crazy, huh?
Ugh.
That's so sad.
Ugh. Mima?
Oh, well, I went on vacation.
And their furnace went out.
Oh my,
Oh.
of course it did.
Adding to it.
I mean, What's a drop in the bucket, right?
Yeah, right.
No big.
I mean,
No
it's
big deal.
fine. I went on vacation. I usually take my dogs when I go on vacation. That's why I road trip. But this year, my sister paid for me to go on a plane. So I went on vacation. I went to Georgia for Christmas to visit my family. So I couldn't take my dogs with me. So I asked my friend to babysit my dogs while I went on vacation. When I came back, she mentioned that her dog had accidentally pawed at my dog.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she injured his eye.
Rough.
So I think he was already partially blind because one of his eyes was
And
already
the other
bad.
eye.
Good.
So he got injured in the other eye. So now he's
Completely blind.
not completely, but he's mostly blind.
Oh, bummer.
And I'm like, great. This is what happens
That's terrible.
when I go on vacation and don't take my dogs.
That's terrible. Now, I have not had really anything bad like that happen. You know, there's been times that it's like I was doing the dishes or something and I forgot to like start the dishwasher or whatever. And so, you know, I don't start the dishwasher typically when I leave because, you know, that supposedly is a really bad thing. Lots of people are like, insurance wise, oh, that's always when accidents happen.
I do that all the time.
I do too. Like,
I'll start in the
but
morning and go to work.
I do too. But when I
They're
go
clean
on
when I
like
come home.
when I go on like vacation or something, I'm not going to because like if something bad happens,
I'm not doing the dishes if I'm going on vacation.
Fair.
They're
No
gonna be
thanks.
in there rotting. So when
See-
I come home, it smells like mold. Okay.
See, and that's my least favorite thing. That's like my biggest worry in life is to do that because I just so I like to clean my kitchen, my space, all of that before, or like I've forgotten to take the garbage out and then I come home and I'm like, oh my gosh, gross.
Yeah.
But
That sounds like me.
Never really occurred to me that I could do that. Or
yeah, you do it
I
before.
don't know if I do it.
It's so that's one of my favorite things because then when I come home, because I know that as soon as I come home, I'm going to have to like mentally prepare for the next week and whatever. And so when I come home, I want to just have it all done. So I don't even have to worry about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna add to this because I think the reason why I don't ever think about the garbage part because one, usually you leave on a Friday.
Yep.
Most of the times.
Mhm.
Or if you do leave it on Monday, my garbage day is on Friday. So it's usually like already been taken out.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's nothing usually in the garbage can.
Fair.
So that makes sense.
Fair.
So if it was like during the week, like Wednesday or something like that, maybe it would have been a different story.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways,
So anyways,
continue on.
I've never had any sort of bad thing along those lines, knock on wood, right now, when it comes to a vacation. However, this lady in Georgia, producer Butters, you're going to die over this.
'Kay.
Lady in Georgia went on vacation. Where was she at? It doesn't say. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, went on vacation. A company demolished her house because they had the wrong place.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not. They had the wrong
Could you
address.
imagine going home and be like, what?
Like,
what happened to my
dude?
What happened to all our things?
They're gone. They got demolished. It's
Oh
all
my
gone.
gosh, I would be
Like,
so furious.
How do you even? Anyway, so her name is Susan.
Like, don't you think that when you
Poor
were demolishing
Susan.
the house, there's really a lot of stuff in here?
Yeah. Oh my
Like,
gosh.
you would think.
So check this out. Like, okay, here's the whole story.
Unless she had like nothing. Was she like a minimalist? Didn't have anything at all?
Well, I'm assuming that they were just like,
No,
whatever.
no animals, I guess.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
hope
thank
not.
God. I hope not. Jeez.
Gosh.
Anyway, so this company is called You Call It, We Haul It, demolished her house. She only heard about it because her neighbor called her. The neighbor confronted the workers. They supposedly, quote, got nasty with her. So Susan sent a family member over to check their permit. That's when they realized the company had the wrong address. Then they drove off and left the house in total rubble. Get wrecked.
I would be suing that company.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh,
I would be
she
suing
could
that-
sue them into the ground.
So anyway, no one was living in the house when it was destroyed. So this isn't her house that she lived in.
Oh.
This was a separate house,
Oh.
right? Like another property or something
So like a
that.
rental that wasn't.
Yeah, so it's a home
occupied?
that's been in the property that's been in the family for a long time. It's been boarded up for the past 15 years so that they can get ready to like work on it, fix it, whatever. So they kept the grounds maintained, the taxes are paid, so it wasn't abandoned. It was just there, but yeah, they didn't want it torn down. Hello. So anyway, the local
Don't you think you would like verify with the owner? You know,
I mean, like all
hey,
you gotta
we're
do is
here.
like
Or I know, but even like hey, we got to meet up with you before we start
Well,
demolishing
yeah.
something
Well,
and
yeah.
sign a paper.
Absolutely. And it
Here you
makes me
go.
curious, did they just send like the grunts out to go and do it? And they were like, yeah, we
Probably.
just did this. We already checked on it. I don't know. Anyway, company told the local news that they are, quote, investigating how this happened and are trying to
Also-
resolve the mishap.
Also, like, I guess it was boarded up, so I was going to say utilities.
Right.
Like, what if the power was on? You know
Oh
what I
my
mean? You got
gosh.
electrocuted.
Terrifying.
Water.
Never even thought about that. Like, yeah. Anyway,
What-
it's just
what?
I think your
It's
first
just-
clue would be when the neighbor comes out and is like, "Hey,
don't
I
tear
don't
this
Don't
house
do that.
down.
What-
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. The family says that they haven't heard anything from these guys, so it's unclear how they're going to make it right. How do you make that right?
You
Like,
don't.
Sorry,
It's
here's
gone.
$1 million. Like, you can't. I'm at a loss. Like, I read this morning and I was like, are you joking right now? Like, again, I've been in situations where I come home and I'm like, oh man, I'm bummed about the way that I left this house, or
same."
something along those lines. Like, for example, when Dustin was living in Vernal before I moved in, he has this fridge that for some reason the ice maker wouldn't work and the water was hooked up to it, whatever. So the ice maker just wouldn't work and he just didn't think anything of it. So went away, came home, opened the fridge, ice everywhere. Opened the freezer, ice just everywhere, because all of a sudden the ice maker was like, hey, we're going to work today. So it just started working out of nowhere. It was really weird. So that's something that I guess would probably be like a, oh, well, type of situation. But this demolishing of a house is more of like a, I can't even say the words that I want to be saying.
WTF?
Something like that. Something along those lines. So I asked the question a little bit ago, asking people what they thought. My friend Steve sent me a message and said our neighbors cut the phone lines while using a backhoe to dig the fence line. So they wouldn't answer the door when I rang the doorbell to try and figure out what was going on and why it wasn't working. It's like one of those situations you can just see it, knock on the door and you just see them peek through the windows and then close the blinds and then go away. Like, I could see it. I could see it being
It's always fun to cut off something from somebody's house or whatever and just wait for them to come out and
dude.
try to figure out what's going on.
Okay, so that's my,
Like,
that's my
never
favorite
happened
trick.
to me ever.
Never.
ever. So, fun fact, since we're talking about it, I had a neighbor who, before the neighbors that originally lived in my house when we first moved in, they were there. And one of the years, I mean, we get snow pretty heavily in my town. Always have. It's not anything that's really new. So it had snowed, and my neighbor decided they were going to back up. Well, they backed over the, it's like the CenturyLink thing, like that ground.
Yeah,
I don't
the
know
little-
what it is. It's like
the green
cone
thing.
Yeah. It looks like those things that are in front of like a store, like, hey, don't
Yeah.
run into the store thing.
Yeah.
So one of those backed over it. It has been laying in my front yard for like 3 or 4 years now because he's like, we called him. Apparently they didn't. I have no idea. Nobody uses it. So it's just like chilling in my front yard. So, we go over, we weed whack around it to make sure that the grass doesn't
The
grow up.
fastest way to
but-
get them to fix it is just pull some of the wires out.
Well, that's what I thought. There's a couple of them that look like they're broken. Like, so I don't know what's going on. So I have to call them, I
Interesting.
guess, and see. But we keep doing it's like, I'm going to call them. And then it's like,
So I got this hypothetical
hypothetical
story,
situation.
Oh.
Right.
story that
Say
happened.
hypothetically this happened.
And it was, not where I'm currently living. But,
Right.
But
In the past somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were digging a line and we hit a cable line,
Oh.
but nobody said anything. Nobody was like, "Hey, my cable's out," so we just didn't worry about it.
Right. Hey, it happens. It's
yeah.
fine. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's been several years. So I
yeah,
guess
so
it
it's
wouldn't-
fine. It doesn't really
I
matter.
mean, probably 10 plus.
Dang. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, there are mishaps that happen. That's just like a big old oopsie type of a situation.
Oopsies.
I mean, this is obviously a glorified oopsie, if you will.
Yeah,
But-
just a little. You were talking about the CenturyLink little cone thing.
Yeah.
That reminded me. my dog is mostly blind.
Right.
So I was walking him, and I had noticed that they had left. So they have the cone, and then next to it they have like an in-ground thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same company or whatever,
Yeah.
but the cone is like halfway off the thing, so it's like leaning.
Uh-huh.
And then the in-ground thing, they have the cover off, and it's been like that for months.
Yeah.
So I try to keep my dog away
Right,
from
falling into the hole.
because my other dog can see, so she's like, "Well, I'm not going in there."
Right.
She'll go around. Well, this one day I was distracted because my seeing dog, the one that's not blind, was pottying.
Mm-hmm.
So I like turned around and I was getting the baggie ready.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just feel my other leash go like
Pulled.
pulled.
Oh,
So I look
no.
over, he fell in. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I was so scared. I was like, I don't know if this is power lines. I don't know what this is. So I like pull my dog out as carefully as possible. And then I check on him, make sure he's fine.
Yeah, he's like, dang it.
He's
I
just
shouldn't have
like,
done that.
I don't know what happened,
Sorry,
but it's
Mom.
fine. I mean, he's had worse falls.
He has.
Oh man. See, I
Down
just
the stairs into the basement.
Oh, Good,
Then gets up like nothing.
Yeah, he got up
What's
like
going
nothing.
on?
See, I thankfully have not had really any other situation. I haven't gone out there and like licked the wires or anything, so I'm assuming that they're fine. But I should probably call them.
Just do a little
mean-
snip, and they'll come out and fix it.
Seriously, I'm pretty sure there's some broken things in there. I don't know if I have a picture of it. I may have a
run
picture.
it over. Well, if you have a really crappy
Rap.
lawnmower that you didn't care about anymore,
That's
just
true.
run it over.
Yeah. The
Oops.
lawnmowers, unfortunately, the lawnmowers I have,
Sorry,
I
I
do
was just
care
mowing
about.
the lawn in the snow and I didn't see it.
Let's see, where the
Oh.
heck?
Or if you had a
Whoops.
tractor, just run it right over.
We may be having
Snip
a
it.
tractor shortly.
Snip it right off.
I swear I have a picture. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture.
Is your
of it and I
internet
can show
slow?
you. My internet? No, my internet's fine.
Oh,
I have no
okay.
problem with my internet. As a matter of fact,
I'm sure
I get,
somebody's internet. I bet
I'm
some
sure
some
somebody-
old person's gonna lose their home phone. Maybe they have.
well,
and
yeah,
haven't
it's been
realized-
4 years.
Realized
Like,
I haven't
nobody-
realized because someone
Nobody's
calls because they call their cell phone. I don't know that they have.
I just don't know,
Don't even
man.
bother to check.
I swear I have a picture of it. I'm like
Why do we have a
looking.
home phone again?
Why is it not working? Well, nobody loves us, I guess.
Oh, they're still trying to fix it, I guess.
Oh, well, I'll figure it out. Yeah, I gotta see if I can find this picture, and I'll show you guys because it's just hilarious. Do we have any final thoughts on whoopsie? My house got demolished,
That's so sad.
Stuff happens.
dude.
This-
Yeah, oopsie.
If you're demolishing something, please double check you have the right address. My
Lord,
God.
yes.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
it.
that's
Okay,
it.
Great.
All
This has
right.
been the perspective.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye.